Oh.
Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda.
All right, welcome back to another week of this absolute mayhem, guys. If everything isn't scripted, I tell you, it is becoming a bit of a joke. But I do believe that over the weekend, a little bit of feedback I got from being out in the community was that, the community's starting to change their thoughts a little bit about, what's going on and the Trump thing and all the rest of what's going on there. So it's good, guys. But over here, listen, we've had some big stuff going on, and we got a great guest on tonight, and we'll bring him in soon, guys. But look, we got Vic Paul. Shane Patton's resigned, guys. So, this is after, we put out last week that, half the force or whatever, it's 68% or something. I can't remember the figure. Probably don't quote me on that. But was unhappy with him. So his resignation today is a big factor, guys. We are moving forward. I missed Albo down here in Wollongong, and I also missed the Labor Party, guys, but I promise not to miss them next time they're down. Sunday, I had to go to a family event, and as I was driving out of here they were. But, I didn't have the time to stop. But anyway, the Labor Party's out there spruiking their crap and their bull crap, all right, about this, that, and the other. They're pulling scams. Even the ABC's, having to dig at them about their scams now. 87, thanks, Shaz. Yeah, unbelievable. But anyway, this is what these guys just get up to. But let's have a look at a couple of things I got up here. All right, so, okay. I think this first one. The next tropical cyclone has been given a name change. Well, this actually suits, guys, but they're going to give it to Albo. All right, this is serious. The cyclone hasn't got here yet. All right, we're just talking about Celia leaving or being, just doing its damage now. But the next one, the first pick should be Alfred or something, but Albert or something. But they're going to drop that, and they're going to, they're going to go with oh man, I can't believe it. This is just anyway, shit show. He's a cyclone, all right. He's a cyclone to the Australian people, And then what I was just talking about, again, Paul Murray, part of the charade, guys, putting it out there exactly what's going on and, playing the part, I would say, for the public in breaking down that article that I was just talking about from the ABC and that. So, yeah. Now, apparently that this is them, all right, this is AAP, guys, all right, this is what they're putting out there, right, the obviously Mockingbird Media, is that we want refugees and asylum seekers to be treated with compassion as the major parties warned against taking their eyes off the cost of living. Like we're worried about the cost of living. We're worried about actually our government being part of a world cabal that we know of, okay, that is taking us down. So we got more issues to worry about than, the refugees are certainly one of them, Albo. We don't want it, mate. We know what you're doing. We know what you're up to. Gold Coast Council taking back houses and selling them, guys. This is on the mainstream media. So they're just letting people know what they're up to. All right, they're just criminals. Gold Coast Homes face auction over unpaid council roads. So again, people getting attacked from all sides while, as I say, the immigrants are actually living in, nice houses with good cars. And here we are. We've got, the Guardian, our good old Guardian, particularly Henius Villian, a disdain for Musk has sparked protests across the US. A picture of a couple of George Soros's, like, paid actors. Like, I don't think you can get any more out of what does Trump always call it? The what's he call it where he gets his actors from? Anyway, so I want to put it in the comments before I can even think of it. But yeah, absolutely hilarious, guys. I don't think there's any vacancies left. Now, before I just finish, there's one thing I want to mention. We did, as I said, lose a friend to the show and the family last week, guys. The family of you guys out there, the Patriot, eh? Central Casting. Thank you. Brain fart there. But anyway, Neil Clixby, guys. All right, the family needs a bit of help. If you can help, we are going to post up a here it is here, a poster and a what do you call them? A GoFundMe. Sorry, I don't know what these things are. Yeah, GoFundMe for Neil, and we'll
just for funeral costs.
Yeah, for funeral costs. That's it. Okay, so anyway, we will be donating. I can tell you that. Me and Mel is a good close friend. But yeah, that's open. Anyone that can help, guys, but they would appreciate your help. I'll be at the funeral next Friday, actually, up on this Friday in Maitland, is it?
Somewhere near there.
Yeah, somewhere near there. There you go. Central Casting. All right, we'll bring on something that's not Central Casting. All right, because if she was, she would have quit already, right, from the pay, number one. Come on in, Kaz. And number two, let's bring in another guy that's not Central Casting because he's the real deal too. Kaz, you can introduce him.
Yeah, Steve, we played your material last week with the little mishap with Luce, and we thought we'd get you on. So, yeah, welcome.
Thanks very much. Really good to be here.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming on, bro. So, we've used this, or you were talking about the document that we actually put out on the show, which has been done by Deb. And, that's what you were asking the police about. So give us a rundown first, because people will be interested on what happened after that. Was there, obviously the type of guy you are, it wasn't just, okay, I'll go now, So what was the follow-up and what was the reaction from the cops?
Well, they just ignored me, really. But that's fine. People get to see them ignoring me. But then I was actually filming out front of a doctor's office a few days later, and they retaliatory arrested me, assaulted me, put me in the lockup, took me to court because I wouldn't sign the bail document. And I advise anyone arrested by the police, never, ever sign the bail, okay? They will have to put you in front of a magistrate who will give you a summons to appear or a notice to appear. Don't ever sign the bail, because the police then can turn up any time of the day or night and allege that you've breached your bail and just take you back into custody for no reason. Anyway, so I wouldn't sign the bail. So they took me to court. I wouldn't plea either, because I don't plea to these criminals. Yep. And so they sent me off to the hospital for a mental health evaluation. So that's very serious.
How did you pass that? Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how I passed. I was very lucky that I'm not
We're all
sitting somewhere
nutters.
now.
I mean, you know, like,
Yeah,
seriously,
exactly. I won't
we're all a
deny
bunch
that.
of nutters.
Correct. So luckily, I was able to convince the psychiatrist that I just had very strong political views, which he agreed with, and that I wasn't delusional. And so now I've got that as evidence for next time they try to pull that stunt. And they're in quite a bit of trouble now because they've made false and misleading information with regards to the Mental Health Act. So that's a very serious offence. And in fact, I've got the invoice which I've supplied the police now, which I've sent them to compensate me for those crimes against me on that day. So that's what happened after I turned up and got in their faces and said, "What are you doing?" They've turned it into arresting me. So that's how they play their games. And luckily, I'm a crash test dummy. I keep bouncing back, and we're still rolling.
Cool. Well done, guys.
Steve, you sent us this footage just a bit earlier, and I'm just going to play it for people, and I'll just get you to walk us through it because it's pretty it's just.
Well, this is back in 2021. I was arrested for not wearing a mask in the street. I didn't need to wear a mask because I've got a condition which means I don't need to wear it. But the police don't know anything about it. Oh, you're about to show my ass too. Condition. Anyway.
The masked off.
So I was taken into custody. I was bashed because I wouldn't supply them with my DNA because not doing what I'm told is a very serious offence according to these animals. They bashed the DNA out of me, then they put me in prison for 3 weeks, and they did this around the country for anyone who popped their head up and said, "No, I'm not doing what you're telling me to do." And here it is.
Let's just have a look at it.
Lovely cellmate. What an ass, eh?
Yeah, it's gorgeous, mate. Beautiful.
Yeah, thanks.
Charles will run with that.
So they've given me a strip search, and then they told me that they're getting my DNA now. They had taken my DNA unlawfully prior to this. So I wasn't going to give it to them again. And if you forward a little bit in the... well, actually, I'll just talk to them and say, "You can't do this." And then, of course, because they bashed me, they had to allege that I had bashed them. So they charged me with assaulting a public officer.
They're unreal,
and they charged me with, resisting and all sorts of things, which is mandatory minimum sentencing. So if I hadn't, by some grace of God, got this CCTV video, I might still be in prison now. Luckily, I got onto a very wily lawyer who went to the watch house to view the footage. He said I couldn't see you assaulting anyone, and so he kind of coached me to represent myself. But if he hadn't been there and witnessed that video, they wouldn't allow me to go to the watch house because they said I'd come in contact with my victims. Here are my victims here. I'm victimizing them now with my face.
They're pretty tough, that bunch, aren't they?
Yeah, they're ripping hairs out of my legs, which is them taking my DNA because I wouldn't give it to them willfully. And then of course, I start assaulting them with the wall and my face, and I assault their knees and their fists.
Obviously, you threw the wall at them. You're a big bloke.
I threw the wall at them.
That wall up now, and
that's a fake wall too. That's a rubber wall. What are you doing? Yeah, that wall's a rubber. So's the concrete plinth. That's the exercise yard. Interesting shot.
Oh,
so that's a concrete plinth. So at the moment, what they're doing is they're what's called folding, and you'll see this in the a lot of the kid detention. A lot of the Aboriginal kids get folded in the detention centre, which is they wrap your legs up, and basically their entire weight is on my neck on that concrete plinth at the moment. And they got me to that position, and then they really didn't know what to do, and I was kind of running out of breath, and I was hoping I wasn't going to die at this point, and they kind of didn't know what to do, and then luckily some of the other staff come out to see what's going on, and maybe because they saw that they were being viewed by other staff, they then
Pulled it up a
to
bit.
get off.
And this is
But
this is all for not wearing a mask.
yeah, and of course after that, for not wearing a mask, yeah, and then not cooperating with them. I mean, I've been in court where the person in front of me has bashed someone in the back of the head in a car park. They got a $1,200 fine. I was done for being disorderly, which was telling people not to inject their children on the street with my voice. I got a $1,200 fine. So the one thing you can't do in this country is not do as you're told. You can be violent, you can be a repeat offender, but you cannot not do as you're told. That is unforgivable. Because these people, it's all about control. It's all about coercion. And if one person doesn't get coerced, he might infect the others with not doing what you're told. So that's one thing they can't abide. Interesting.
Well, I reckon you ought to sue the arse off them. That's what I reckon you ought to do. But
Well,
anyway,
I'm hoping
because will probably come.
When I've contacted lawyers in Perth, they say, "Well, what's your budget?" Because we're taking on the police who have unlimited budget. So I'm hoping I will win the lotto or something, and then we can take these people to court. At the moment, what I'm doing is just sending them an invoice for my time and my pain and the crimes.
Well,
they've
keep
committed.
doing that
So-
because I'm telling you, we got some people. I was talking to one person who's coming on the show on Wednesday night, guys, but I'm talking behind the scenes to a few people who are working within that, that fighting within the system there. And yeah, we got some good guys out there now, all right? They might be running a little bit stealth at the moment, not getting the publicity that they need. But
Sure.
again, that's not a bad thing at this present time, because we're in a war, right? And to run with a little bit of stealth and not be a national, icon about doing, and trying to get that publicity is a good thing. Just being on the ground doing your work is more damaging than, being out there. You know what I mean? So there are some people doing some really good work, and Wednesday night we'll bring one of them on, guys. And they are, the people that we promoted on this show, he's going to back up in court as well. And, and we all know, like it's Article 53 of the Constitution, they can't do this. They can't change laws to make our lives worse. It's just not part of what they're allowed to do, in their own shit. So, we're going well. Okay, we're in a war. We're going well, but mate, you're a real soldier, bro. I didn't realize what you'd done, man. You're a friggin' legend.
Well, I'm so out there.
Yeah,
I'm
guys.
able to keep being out there.
Guys, he's over. Steve's over on 3 Steve Films and on YouTube. So go over and give him a follow because, that's where you can find him. So yeah, actually, I'll pop it into the.
Thank you so much.
And I don't think it takes winning the lotto to take them on, mate. I reckon, a man with your experience and if you've got the contacts, you represent yourself. This is what they don't like. And as I say, we now got the backup, and they hated Mackenzie's friend, bro. All right. They stopped one today in one of the courts. It's their own law again. That you can bring a Mackenzie's friend, just let the judge know. But you let the judge know and he goes, "Oh, no, you're not doing that." Especially when
the
they
courts
find
are
out
corrupt.
who it is.
Yeah, the magistrates, they're corrupt, just as corrupt as the police. And they just believe anything the police say. And so it's important when you're in court just to rebut everything. When they say you're a person, I'm not a person. Right? Yeah. Just say, I'm rebutting your assumptions that I'm under any of your jurisdiction, that any of these laws apply to me, so-called laws. And that really fucks them up. So you've got to do that.
Yeah. Sure. Back to you, Kaz.
Yeah, no. Well, thanks very much for coming on. We're going to get on to some news now. So, awesome. Good work and keep it all up. It's awesome.
Yeah, and stay in touch.
We're going to win this. We're going to win this.
Yeah, we are going to win this. Okay, look, we got big things happening overseas, all right, and we know that ripple is going around the world, all right. We've been there's characters playing characters everywhere, guys, all right, and that's exactly what's going on, all right. The news is scripted, all right. Everything's being played out. Maybe not the way we'd like it to be played out, but certainly in the background to wake up the rest of these people that obviously don't think the same as us or haven't got the same cognitive, thought processes we may have been blessed to have had.
I don't know that it's so much about that. It's obviously something's coming, and they don't want them to be up in arms. They want to be out. They don't want them to resist us. They want us to. They want to actually be going. Oh, thank God for that. What a relief that is. I think that's what it is. They don't want civil war. They want people to basically. That's my take on it anyway. Steve, you can stick around if you wanted to comment.
Yeah, if you
Sure,
want
Yeah,
to
we are.
comment,
We
just
don't
hang
know.
around, mate. If you're doing
Yeah.
nothing, no problem.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, let's get on to some news. Look, we got Robin Rawson. She's done a raw report here. Let's have a look.
At Town Beach. This is a raw report with Robin Rawson from the Mid-North Coast, and we're at Town Beach in Port Macquarie. And I found this little table here set up. This is the back side of it. And this little lady, who are you and what are you up to?
Hi there, my name is Annie and I'm down here at Town Beach today enjoying the sunshine and watching the light newspaper be taken away by interested people.
Great.
Probably have about half a dozen taken at this stage.
Yeah, that's good.
Mostly younger people, but a couple of older ones, so we just hope and pray that we get the news out there.
Yeah, so are you getting anyone opposed to what you're doing?
No.
Isn't that interesting? We're suddenly there's no opposition at all, and I've noticed that even on social media, all of the people that would normally be, commenting and that sort of stuff, suddenly they've disappeared. Well, they have to disappear because they own so much bad stuff now. The left does.
I've got to tell you a funny story, right, Kaz, from the weekend. All right, we done the Forest of the Fallen. And this for the first time, all right, I was speechless. All right, I didn't know what to say to this guy, right, because he come past, like on his walk up the wall, and he stopped, and he's like, he's looking at the stuff like this, and anyway, Craig, enters his, like little bit of aura there, and he says, "What's this all about?" Craig's gone, "Oh, this is all the people that have been injured from." "What do you mean injured?" "I've had 9 now. 9. And I'm just going like, man, this guy should be sent to the Olympics to represent Australia. This is gold, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there and like we were dumbfounded. We're going, "No, and I'm fit and healthy. And my wife's had 9 and she's 81 and she's brilliant." And we're just sitting there going, wow, and then he's gone. Then he comes back 2 minutes later and he's going, "And by the way, my arthritis cleared up after I had the 9th. So, like me and Kaz have had a discussion about it, off camera. But yeah, it was quite funny. You know what I mean? This gentleman, mate, he was like 9 in, bro, and he's ripping. He's ready.
Yeah.
He's ready. 10's on the way.
Well,
It's crazy.
He's taking a leaf out of my book. Lean into it, mate. If you're 9 in.
Yeah, you've got to give your body a hard time, otherwise. You got to give your body a hard time, otherwise they won't respect you, really. Look, we've also got Rocco. He's done a report for us. He's actually cut together a video.
Rocco's Barbecues, people in Sydney, no doubt. What a brilliant way, to show these fuckers, is all I can call them, that they ain't doing us in, man. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see everyone doing. Rocco, your barbecues, it's brilliant, mate. Thank you for the work you're doing as well, mate. Rocco, you're a legend, bro.
Yeah, very well edited.
Yeah, very well done. Yeah, brilliant.
He's done an excellent job of that. Look, Renegade Rosie was also out on the weekend, and this guy knows 29 people. So we'll just play a bit of it.
I've been speaking with this gentleman who has come to see the forest. What would you like to say about your experience that you've you've witnessed in the last 5 years?
In the last 5 years, I'm up to 29 people that I know that have either had a heart attack or stroke. Not all of them have died, but you know, they're still suffering from.
None of
from
them
the
died,
jab.
thankfully, didn't they?
No, a few of them have died, but not all of them.
And are they all your age group?
No, they're
29. 29.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a very varied age group. We're seeing the young ones now, Kaz, starting to go. I think because they were younger and healthier, it's taken a little bit while. But yeah, you know, but we've seen a few. We've had friends, you know what I mean, whose kids have just like bang gone. You know, what do you see? What do you say? You know, we just hope they get to watch the show like this one night and see, you know, and query why people like us are out here putting our heads, and like Steve, you know what I mean, getting arrested for the cause. You know, doesn't care. You know, he's going to stand in his truth. You and me got a lot of common shares, Steve. I'm the same, mate. Yeah. You know, you just got to stand in what you believe in. And if you do that, that's what they hate. You know what I mean? At the moment, we're getting all this stuff, you know, it's getting thrown in their face, guys. All right. Let's just keep up what we're doing, because what we are doing is working. All right. Which is exposing.
Well, a few of us have been handing out jab data in front of chemists, and people are taking the data. You know, not being nasty, just standing nicely up front of a chemist, just handing out what's actually going on with the Western Australian data is good to hand out because it shows a huge jump in adverse reactions.
Yeah, that's awesome. Heston Russell, he's been making some headways lately. Now, this is incredible. Now, you'll recognise what he's saying actually here, Steve, I'm sure.
Hey, g'day everyone. Happy Monday. Quick update for you. As we know, Parliament last week. Been writing to the Prime Minister for months now. 6 times I've contacted his office, and even had others contact his office on my behalf, asking just for a meeting. And again, I stood with Albo out the front of Parliament when we called for the vote for the Royal Commission and won it. And he made a personal commitment to me there and then and said some pretty choice words about it. And then today, I just got a phone call from the from Home Services, because instead of responding to me, the Prime Minister's office has contacted them and requested they conduct essentially a welfare check to call in and see if I'm okay and if I'm linked in with any medical, mental health support services if I need them. So isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
Won't respond to me, but will refer me on thinking I need more.
Albo needs a mental health check.
Well done, Albo. Well done.
Well, I would. If I was him,
relate.
I would be going. Yeah, well, if I was him, I'd be going straight to a psychiatrist to basically make myself not appear crazy. So I've got the paperwork there. Hi, knock, knock, knock. We need to take you off to a psychiatric unit. Oh, really? I've just been assessed.
Yeah.
This is it.
Unbelievable what they're stooping to. And we haven't even got into the anti-Semitism yet. Like, like far out, man. They're coming at us.
Well, something that we have addressed for a while has been the corporate Aboriginals and how they're using them for land grab. And Jim Wilmot has done a brilliant interview here.
Yeah, UN's work.
So, Rex, now the Aborigine land transfer has gone through, and that land has been transferred to the Bigabul Aborigine Corporation. You can't legally go on that land anymore that you've got a connection with. How does that make you feel, mate?
Oh, it makes me feel terrible, brother, because, you look, if a man's connected to the land, surely I'm allowed to walk on it. You know what I mean? And this government or this native title or these people are making up legislations where it's stopping the true people from walking on their own country. And I need to get out there with my mummy born.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just for my healing.
Yeah.
You know, and my sisters and brothers.
So there's like tragedy of justice here.
Exactly, my brother, and I believe it's this is genocide over and over again.
So they're trying to snuff you out, and Bigabul are moving in. Is that what's happening?
Well, I believe that's where it all started back in 2011, was where they changed the name from Kamilaroi to Gomeroi, and then just to break it all down, and then 13 years later, right here, right now, is this where they're coming in and doing the damage right here to finish it us all. You know what I mean?
So really, you're in the same, with a much longer connection, with the people of Tabia, who can no longer go on that reserve now, and unless they get permission of the Bigabul, if the Bigabul do give them permission to go on. They're being locked out.
They're being locked out.
Like you were going to be locked out.
Exactly, brother. And I really feel sorry for the people in Tabir, because that's their home. And these Biggamble people, as I said, haven't even got a bindi behind their foot, brother. In other words, never walked on country. Do you know what I mean?
What's going on when this is allowed to happen?
Yeah.
Oh, we know what's going on.
We've been talking about it.
We know exactly what's going on.
We've been talking about it. We know.
Yeah, telling you for about 3 or 4 years now that the UN was going to do land grabs through the indigenous corporations, and here we are. That's what's
there's a lot of
this is huge in WA.
Yeah,
it's huge. The council in WA has got Aboriginal motifs. They've renamed everything up. They've just taken over Matagarup Island again and put a massive footbridge on it. When the people who actually own that land, they're still alive. You can trace their heritage back, and they don't want it. But they've got a few people who've very well paid, who rubber stamp everything, and say that the whole community is behind it. It's just not true.
No. All right. Well, we've got some interesting things coming up now. There's a couple of interesting things that's happened recently with the whole Doge things. One of the side effects of that is that there has been a massive plunge. So Washington DC, the median home price has fallen by 139,000. In 30 days, nearly 4,000 homes have been listed. What's also happened though is it has increased. Now the Zero Hedge running this. So there's been an eruption in BleachBit. BleachBit was made famous by Hillary Clinton when she wanted to get rid of her 300,000 emails. Wipe hard drive. Offshore bank searches in DC suggests a deep state in panic mode. So that's people who have been watching the Google Trends on things, right? Now, what we've got coming, what is going headlining here though, is this Penny Wong's. This is Penny Wong's new pad, and it's 3.4 million.
And it's a fourth house, don't forget, her fourth property.
Yes, it's her fourth property. While you've got this, which is the cost of living, it's the cost of living that is concern for 80% of Australians. And then we've got this. We've got a massive housing crisis. Look at this.
These are the abandoned gubby apartments that were in the back of St Kilda, like Balaclava area. It's just insane. All these houses were full at one point, and now they're all boarded up. Stolen bikes and shit everywhere.
Now, isn't that interesting? So now also what's happened here is that we've got this. So Singapore has a 90% home ownership rate and a massive taxes on foreign ownership, as opposed to what's going on here, where you have in Parliament, it's been tabled that they're assisting foreign ownership. So foreign companies are coming in like BlackRock and Vanguard, and they're being assisted to buy family homes while our people are living in tents.
Well, I can tell you, they're not going to be assisted for too much longer because their money is drying up quick, guys, all right? When Elon's tweeting things like, oh, let's audit the gold, we know that there's trouble on the horizon. That speaks volumes to me, guys, just Elon muttering those words, let's audit the gold. We all know the story about the world's gold, all right? If you don't know, well, get educated. Because, it's been a common theme throughout history.
That's it.
Well, how disgusting these politicians.
Yeah.
We've got poisoned families living in tents.
Yep. Yep. And the last little bit of money they've got, the government makes them go down the road and buy their poison out of one of their BlackRock or Vanguard corporation industries to help poison them along the way. Whilst they send down their electromagnetic radiation poisoning just to tip the scales a bit. Anyway, let's not get all dreary about it. We are winning and we're going very well. We're just up against a very tough enemy.
We are going super well. And New Zealand, look at this. New Zealand, they tried to have a story time Okay, and the New Zealanders did the haka and stopped it.
Brilliant.
You guys not allowed inside the building? You're not at the front of the function. You're welcome to come in with you.
Yeah, sure. Who's going to stop them?
No, this is a private event. They're not welcome to. You're not welcome to. Thank you.
Now, what I didn't realise until Brian Tamiki actually posted this, and he says the R18 adult entertainer, Drag King Hugo, also calls himself Slut and Stripper, got $1.2 million from New Zealand On Air to set up the kid show. That's why we protest. Apart from targeting and grooming our kids, it's also it's also against the pedophiles and the predators. Now, the interesting thing about that is that it had 20 million views. Where is it? Here. Yep. So when he did the video of them stopping, so 95% of the world's 30 million people who have viewed so far stand against it. So, like, you know, the thing is that they're just trying to force their culture on us that we don't want. We don't want
the other one.
culture.
There was the other one that's related to that Argyle Cats where they were out in the street and they stopped the Rainbow March. And that was like crazy. It was just so good, man. It just made you, it had the hairs on the back of my neck standing up, like watching it. It was just wild.
Well, that lady that was on first from Robin's podcast, she was down at the beach handing out the light newspaper. She was at the council chambers tonight. She's a teacher talking about these books in the libraries that are just not appropriate and often targeted towards you know, ADHD kids and autism kids.
Yep. Good comment there.
They just
Rodney.
They just won't let kids. They just won't let kids be kids. You know, they've got to force their you know, just got to force their will on them. All right, now this story has. This story has been made national news, and it's I'm just like, why? Boys exercising in the park.
Have warned Australia could be sleepwalking into a Nazi nightmare after video emerged of white supremacists holding a boot camp at Elwood Beach. The group, which included children, ran military-style drills in an exercise that's caused anger and outrage. Laura Turner has this exclusive report.
A relaxed afternoon at Elwood Beach. Parkgoers seemingly unaware that next to them are white supremacists in training. The public display angering the Jewish community.
These losers came and did a workout in the park and then tried to play...
Only the Jewish community?
A racist symbol.
Among them, Jacob Hersant, the man jailed last year for performing the now illegal Nazi salute. The group, including a male child, performing boxing drills. And when the rain clears, their female supporters join for a chat.
These evil men are trying to build a Hitler Youth in the heart of Melbourne. Should frighten and concern every Australian.
What the group was doing isn't illegal. There appeared to be no...
No, they were exercising. They were exercising.
As they do most Saturdays.
Like, fair dinkum. Like, I mean, at least pick a real story, you know? So...
But I tell you, people are seeing through it. People are seeing through it out there, Kaz. Bring it on. Keep going to mainstream media because you are making a mockery of yourself. There's people reading you guys now that never read you before. All right. And as in read you, understand the game you're playing and the bullshit you're telling. So keep it up, guys. You're doing us a massive favour. The people are not buying your bullshit anymore. That's what I'm learning.
Did the media ever apologise for all the COVID bullshit? No. They just moved on. And they just love making a new problem.
That's nothing. You know, when like the whole COVID thing hasn't been dealt with as far as I'm concerned. Like, where are the arrests? You know, you want us to respect you again. Where are the arrests? Okay, people need to be held to account.
Shane Patton's just resigned. You know, we've got to see more into that and see what's gone on there. But he's probably been forced out there. So, look, anyway, yeah, I'll talk about it on the way out because, yeah, I believe what.
Yeah. Let me just get to these UK, what's going on in the UK, because that's really interesting. So you got this one, first of all.
Dead set serious now, and I mean 100% serious. There's a few people asking about the video I did the other day where all of a sudden it's got loud music appeared over it. So let me reiterate very quickly, and you'll hear me say some things in this video that might seem a little bit far-fetched. Please bear with, because this video is going straight to Parliament. It's going straight to Keir Starmer and his cronies. So basically the video was the other day that we've had a couple of phone calls from some marksman who's been asked to go on standby because we've got a foot and mouth outbreak coming soon. Now, if they're putting marksmen on standby, we've got an outbreak coming soon, then obviously means it's pre-planned. It's not there, it's natural entirety. It is being physically pre-planned. Yesterday, a couple of us had phone calls from people who work in big wood yards saying from the likes of DEFRA, please don't sell a lot of firewood, etc. and waste anything. We've got some big fires coming up, we're going to need a lot of wood. So it looks like we're getting a dose of foot and mouth being put on us intentionally. So
isn't it crazy how people are figuring out what's going on? Like he's just like he's figured it out and he's alerting everybody, and that's exactly what we need to do because that's what staves them off. And then you've got this, so you've got that situation, and then you've got this in the UK coming to a city near you.
It's not. To me, I am alarmed, harassed, and I feel distressed because two coppers are here.
It's not very nice to be investigated.
No, so you should
Where's the crime?
Investigate.
What's the crime? So what we're going to do is you're invited in for voluntarily. If you're refusing to do that, we feel it's necessary to ask you those questions. No, he's not coming. We will have no other choice to arrest you in order to ask you. What crime? What crime?
Tell me my crime.
127 of the Communications Act 2003. Which says what?
Where you post something that causes gross offence or of a menacing character, which causes a person anxiety.
Is that what it says?
Yes, it does.
How is a flag grossly offensive?
What I will do, sir.
We're not discussing that with you.
He shared it.
I'm going to share it. I'm going to share it to my 30,000 followers right now. We can move on.
You're under arrest.
No, he's not.
I'm not. No, he's not. I'm not under arrest.
He's not under arrest. He's not under arrest. You're not arresting him. You were not arresting him at all.
Can you go for something?
Yeah, I am absolutely.
We're about to go live.
You're about to be live. You're live on Facebook. You arrest him, you're arresting me.
And me.
You're arresting all of us. You're arresting the leader of a political party, and you're arresting the leader of Fair Cop and the Bad Law Project. So, come on. Cuffs on. Cuffs on. Custody bike.
Doubt's going to kick off.
Because you.
Keep moving my personal space.
Personal space.
You'll be putting a mask on next.
You do not come on to somebody's presence. Tell them to commit a crime and not cause you don't do.
Isn't it funny how people just seem to have had enough? And what's really interesting about that as well, now that's not just happening there. This is in Germany. So in Germany, you will go to jail if you insult politicians. Like, can you believe it? So a man is investigated after calling German Vice Chancellor, which is Schulz, actually, an idiot. So, like, oh no, sorry, Roth Habeck. So, yeah, unbelievable.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to try and push it, but as I say,
it'll happen.
I don't think they're going to try. I don't know how much time they've got to do that. But, yeah, that's why it's coming pretty hard, I think, Steve, because they are running out of time, I do believe.
Yeah. Oh, they're worried that we're still here.
Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to be taken up by Soylent Green outro. I think the Rocky Housewife, I think she's produced this. So, yeah, if you, Steve, if you want to have final words, Dave, if you want to wrap up and close the show, and I shall hit play.
Go, Steve.
Sure. I just think, stop believing the media. You've got to stop complying with the government. As for voting, I wouldn't vote for any of these scumbags. So, it doesn't matter who you vote for, the government will still get in. So make it your policy not to vote, not to take part in their bullshit any longer.
Yeah, couldn't agree more, mate. You're dead right. It is all a load of bullshit. The flyers, guys, we haven't got time tonight, but they'll be on the website, so you can go and check them out on the website. We just got a bit caught up, but plenty of stuff going on out there. But, guys, I want to tell you what I think the phone call could have been between Albo and Trump this week, all right? And that's why I didn't mind wearing my little Trump win shirt tonight. You know, I don't do much of this propaganda bullshit, but for the night, this is how the phone call would have gone, I reckon, guys. They patch it through. Trump. Is that you, Albo? Yes, President Trump. Right. Are you going to continue to be a little New World Order muppet and force tyranny on your people? You're on a 25% tax. It's just gone up to 50. Ring me when you've made your decision. Goodbye. And I reckon that would have been the phone call, guys. Seriously. All right. It would have been something along them lines. Right. We have got to let Trump cut his way and his people, all right, cut their way through what is going on. Vance has been over and put them on, and look what's happened, man. They're all turning around and come running back. You know what I mean? It is happening, guys. It's going to take a little while to get to this island. Why? Because we are so well taken over and encapsulated. All right, we've never had our freedoms. They've had us wrapped up all our lives. So it's going to take a little bit longer here. But I can guarantee you this is kicking on, and this is going big. All right, and is biblical. All right, so there is some things coming down, guys, and this is a very exciting end of February, into March. We know what time that is. I spoke about it last week, all right, but we don't give them any grace on their little you know. They can have their little times that they like during the year and do their bullshit. We'll be praying against them, all right, and we'll just be doing what we've got to do, people, which is keep waking people up because they are seeing right through it. The mainstream has got that ridiculous now, setting up, you know, the guy with the Israeli cap in the bloody, you know, restaurants. You know, they're trying everything to set up a story, and the friggin' would-be journalists, us people, and everyone else on the street with got a camera in their hand now are putting them on show. It's absolutely brilliant, guys. Right? Cheer up for the week. It's on. Thanks, Steve. You're a legend, brother. Kaz, thanks.
Thank you, Guru. Thanks, Kaz. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Screens glow in the midnight haze, whispering commands to obey. Freedom's ghost slips through our grasp. In this digital land they clasp. New world order shadows dance. In our minds they plant their trance. Chains unseen but bound so tight in the glow of artificial lights. Eyes that see but none to trust. Dreams of liberty turn to dust. Algorithms write our fate in a cage of ones and zeros gate. Tight in the glow of artificial lights. Eyes that see but none to trust. Dreams of liberty turn to dust. Algorithms write our fate in a cage of ones and zeros gate. From forgotten lands where hearts once beat and held their stands. Now we're code in someone else's hand, scripted lives at their command. New world order shadows dance. In our minds they plant their trance. Chains unseen but bound so tight in the glow of artificial lights. Soylent Green is on the scene. The government machine so mean, starving us to make us keen for compliance in the scheme. Empty plates and hollow eyes, truth buried in a sea of lies. Hear the hunger and the doors they plot and plan, treating us like dust in sand. But we are more than just a brand. We'll take a stand, hand in hand. Whispers in the dark we see, their twisted little fantasy. We're more than cattle, can't you see? Wake up, fight, set us free. Empty plates and hollow eyes, truth buried in a sea of lies. Hear the hunger and the cries, we'll rise up before demise. Cities crumble, but we won't give. They don't know what it means to live. We'll break the chains that they give. This is our chance to reclaim and forgive.